This is a healing I did recently on a young man in his early 20s. And he came to me with, concerns about depression. He said that he's had suicidal thoughts over the years. He mentioned that his family upbringing was, really traumatic. He mentioned that he had, some sexual molestation by an uncle over a period of years. And so I pulled up his photos initially and looked at his full body photo. And what I saw initially was I saw that he was pushing up. His spirit body was sort of leaving his physical body, and his spirit head was sort of pushing up into the mental body, the third layer of the crown chakra here. And he said, I asked him about it because I was looking at it. Sometimes I get some really interesting information before the healing, before the actual silent part of the healing. I asked for, the full body photo and a close-up photo. And I was looking at the full body, and I saw that there was kind of like a hole in his mental body crown chakra filter, like a veil. You're not supposed to, you gotta respect those barriers. They're there for a reason in the chakras. Each layer of the chakra has a filter that you have to, you can't push past that filter. You're not meant to, unless it comes from, the evolution of your whole auric body, and there's enough energy there, and your consciousness is prepared to move past that seal. In the ancient literature, they talk about the 7 seals. Well, there's 7 layers of the aura, and each chakra has 7 filters. Sometimes I call it a veil or a boundary, to keep you into your body. It's supposed to keep you down. But he told me, and when I asked him about it, he said, yeah, I did a meditation program a few years ago. And I asked him, well, what kind of meditation it was, because I'm looking at this little hole in the mental body of his crown chakra, and I'm thinking, what kind of meditation was this? And in fact, he said that it was focused on the crown chakra, focused on, connecting up, trying to connect with the universe through the crown chakra, try to connect with the all cosmic consciousness. The intention was pure. I mean, he's trying to heal, trying to transcend the difficult upbringing and, the sexual molestation and other things holding him back in his life. So the intention was pure. It's great that he was seeking a spiritual solution. But, you got to be careful what type of meditation you choose. And so it was a crown chakra meditation. And, the meditation, I didn't ask that many questions about it, just, that I knew it was focusing on the crown chakra. But, you're using your mind to access, to visualize the crown chakra. And, I'm not 100% sure of exactly what the meditation was, but my assumption was that, you're trying to go up and out and then connect with the universe, cosmic consciousness through the crown chakra. So there are veils, the boundaries, the seals are there for a reason. And from my experience, you have to be careful when you're meditating to not just focus on one chakra. Some people focus their meditation on the third eye. Some people focus their meditation on the heart chakra. It's, to me, I've seen this a number of times, and I know it from my own 30 years of doing this work, that, you have to have a balanced meditation, focus on all the chakras, and make sure that you're focusing on being in your body, respecting, the chakras, can be accessed from inside the body. You don't have to go out, to experience the chakras. You can experience cosmic consciousness, enlightenment from inside the body, but it's a process. You just can't, you can't blow past these filters, these seals, these barriers. They're there for a reason, as I said. So anyway, So when I went in for the healing, in fact, that's what I saw. I saw this little hole in the mental body crown chakra. I put my hand there, and I also merged my own body inside his while I'm holding the third layer of his crown chakra. And then a little while later, I was guided to hold the bottom of his feet. Again, I'm inside him, holding the bottom of his feet, and then holding the third layer, that little hole in the mental body. And to repair that filter, to repair that seal, I'll just describe what I saw in this particular healing. If you can imagine a circular, perfectly woven, symmetrical spider's web, like a weaving, but it really had the strands that looked like as delicate as a spider's web, but in fact they were like electrical wires. And when I put my hand there, I started feeling, those electrical sparks and, that micro electrical circuits going through my hand. And my goal at that point, is to tune in, talk to his body intelligence and work with his body intelligence and really, it really was like weaving a spider's web, except I'm weaving with the help of his body intelligence, new electrical wires in that grid to complete that symmetrical weaving, that grid, the circular seal. So I think we did pretty good in the first healing. I was in the 90 percentile range of looking pretty sealed. So then I cleared myself, and then I went back for the second healing. This time I was guided to go all the way out to the fifth layer, crown chakra. And again, I merged my whole body. Fifth layer I call the template or the blueprint layer, or sometimes I call it the human container layer. And this is from my system. I haven't really read this anywhere. This is what I've discovered over 30-something years, that the fifth layer really holds all the information that's inside this lifetime, which also includes everything you came into this lifetime with from past lives, all those traumas as well. So, and the thing that I know is that you have to heal the blueprint layer, the template layer on the fifth layer in order for things underneath it to eventually be healed. So that was good. I was glad his body wisdom took me out to the fifth layer to check how's the crown chakra doing on the fifth layer. And it looked pretty good. There was a little bit of compromise. There was a little bit of permeability, but nothing like the mental body that actually had a compromised breakage in the seal, in the filter. So that was good. I was glad to see that, because sometimes, and I've seen this before, and this gets really dangerous, and I'm lucky. I feel like my client is lucky that he stopped. He stopped when there was some kind of problem in the mental body crown chakra, because if he kept pushing out to the fifth layer and broke the fifth layer seal of the crown chakra, that would have exposed him to the sixth layer, to the what I call the lower astral plane, where spirit entities and disincarnate spirits who are still hovering around the earth, some not so together. You could have some pretty dark spirits. Not everything is dark in the sixth layer, but they're definitely, depending on your own consciousness, if there's darkness and compromised dimensions, ethical dimensions, and certain traumas in certain parts of the body, and then you break the seal in the fifth layer, that potentially could attract those kind of disincarnate spirits who can resonate with some of your own darkness in your own consciousness. But if you had a good consciousness, chances are, maybe not enlightened beings, but beings that were much more normal, hanging around the spirit plane, might start communicating with you. So as I said, the fifth layer looked pretty good. And what happens when a layer says, okay, okay, what happens is automatically my hand will drop to the lower layer. So that tells me that the fifth layer crown chakra was good. It dropped me down to the mental body crown chakra, which also now looked much better even than the first healing. And then I cleared myself and I went back for a third healing. And now I worked to make sure that my client's spirit body was inside the body, and I put my hand on the first layer crown chakra, as a barrier to his spirit body, which seemed to be pushing up. It reminded me of astronauts in space, and because he was sort of floating up, like like no gravity inside. If you think of his body as a space capsule, and his spirit body sort of floating inside the space capsule, he was trying to push up into his crown chakra. But because we had sealed to a large degree the third layer and also verified it on the fifth, now it was really holding very nicely in the first layer of the crown chakra. But his spirit body now was trying to push up. So at that point, I kind of understood, why. I mean, it's kind of obvious, really, why he was trying to push up. Yeah, he was trying to create an escape hatch, like an eject button that a fighter pilot would use. He was trying to create an escape hatch to escape, this really difficult life, this really traumatic childhood and sexual abuse, and struggle with career and all of that. So it made sense. But, he found his way to me. Maybe he'll find his way to other healers now that we've, hopefully sealed him inside the body, even though he's trying to float up. But now what I saw basically was like all of the things he was trying to escape from. And it was like a huge, I called it like a forest of trauma. Clusters of trauma that it couldn't even focus on it. It just was, you couldn't see any individual trees in the forest. You couldn't see any individual traumas in the trauma forest. And so, obviously, there's a reason why he was trying to get up and out of his body. But hopefully now, now that it's sealed, now that there's actually not a hole here where he actually was actually succeeding at some level of getting out of the escape hatch. But if he got to the fifth layer, that would have been a real problem. All kinds of problems could happen if you compromise the fifth layer crown chakra or any chakra on the fifth layer. If you break that seal, you're opening yourself up to the lower astral plane, and could be very, very, very dangerous. So anyway, that's my client's task now, is to heal, go on a long healing journey and heal this trauma forest, and slowly but surely get more comfortable inside the body. Now, hopefully there's some sense that he's stable inside the body, he's not floating out, and he could now, in some kind of therapy or different kind of healing work, maybe he can keep working with me. But either way, he's on a better journey than he was when he first started. So, all right.